We are here because they are trying to push through a bill that if somebody would like to boycott Israel, BDS movement, so forth, that it should be considered as anti-Semitic. And that is exactly why we have come, because the state of Israel and its occupation of the people of Palestine is the worst act of anti-Semitism possible. Judaism is a religion to serve God, to be subservient to God. It's a covenant that we, as Jewish people, we who are true to the Jewish religion, have made 3,000 years ago on Mount Sinai through Moses with God to be subservient and serve Him. The concept of creating a state, occupying the land of Palestine, the Holy Land, is a relatively new movement created by mostly non-religious Jews, Theodor Herzl and other Zionists, and it is a total transformation into nationalism. It has nothing with our religion, and in fact, it totally contradicts what the Jewish religion is. We are to be subservient to God. This is a base nationalist movement, and Jews are not allowed to kill or steal. That's the basics of the Torah, and we're not even allowed to have a Jewish state, actually, a Jewish sovereignty since 2,000 years ago, since the destruction of the temple. So when all facets of looking at it, we refute their claim to our name, to the Star of David, and the name Israel, and what they're doing. It's totally reprehensible and unacceptable.
Okay, so but this bill is nothing to do with the... I'm not talking about the Jew, but I just wondering about this bill. I just wondering if it's what you stand for. Are you sure they said that Israel need help with to protect themselves? So I was just wondering, what do you think about that?
Well, this bill is again to accuse people who are opposing the occupation as being anti-Semitic. And we are stating that not only is it not reprehensible and it's proper to stand against this occupation, and Jews are in the forefront of the ones who are opposing the state of Israel and its occupation, because they without any legitimacy, they are taking the land of others and stealing and killing. They're trying to claim that it's because that the Jewishness of us gives them the right. And we're saying, and therefore you're anti-Semitic if you oppose it. We're saying it's on the contrary. Because we are Jewish, we oppose the occupation in its entirety. Not only I state this, but this is the view of the Jewish religion and Jews around the world. This is not my personal view. This is the view of the Jewish religion, that we are not to steal, to kill, and not to occupy. And it is also the view of the Jewish people around the world, invariably, who are religious, who are true to the religion, who are very religious, who are do not sway from the religion. If you will go to New York, right across from Manhattan, Williamsburg, there's not one Israeli flag. You go to Jerusalem, it's the same. Hundreds of thousands of Jews around the world stand with this. And I just want to really show you that when they made the state, in 1948 they made the state. In 1947, the chief rabbi of Palestine, this is United Nations documents, he said, "We furthermore wish to express our definite opposition to a Jewish state in any part of Palestine." This is United Nations documents. So the Israelis made their rabbinate, and they made a chief rabbi that has nothing to do with our rabbinate, and our rabbi's there. And they're simply using our name. They are masquerading in the name of our religion.
Okay. You don't think that Israeli needs help to protect themselves from the attack from other countries?
Oh, they need help. The help is dismantlement of the occupation, because they are the ones who are the agitator and the root cause of bloodshed of both the Palestinians and the Jews. We blame them. We are not condoning violence, but we are blaming them. Jews, historically, and nobody could refute this, have been living hundreds of years without any human rights groups. We have been living together in the same courtyards. We've been living together in peace, even though we have a distinctly different religion. This was never an impediment to peace. The impediment to peace is the arrival of this ideology of Zionism and the state of Israel that has caused a rift and a mistrust of one of the other. So they are trying to blame it on organizations, Hamas, Hezbollah, whatever excuses they're using, when they're simply trying to fool and con the world at large. But the elephant is in the room. It is the Zionism, the occupation, that has no legitimacy. It's unacceptable. And as Jews, we are pleading with the world to wake up to the Jewish view of the Jews who are living in Palestine. We are demonstrating in large numbers there. And you can see, our boys and girls refuse to serve in the army. and they're getting arrested. These are girls who are getting arrested because they're religious.
Yes, sorry.